In today's video, I'm going to share with you the different pages that you will have on your website as a local business or as a professional, as a service-based business. Maybe you have a maps, maybe you offer services, maybe you offer professional services. But what I want to share with you in this video is how you can identify or how you know what type of keyword you have, what kind of keyword intent you have, and what kind of page you're building out to match the intent. So I don't want to waste any time. I'm going to give you examples and I'll walk you through every single piece that you're going to need to know. So my name is Chris Palmer at chrispalmer.org, also greyhatseo.com. And let me share this with you. So first and foremost, I want to pull up a notepad to make this as simple as possible. Now we're going to need some examples. Correct? So let's utilize the example that we've used in the past, and we're going to say plumber. So usually when I talk to business owners, I always mention, I request, why don't we make a list of the actual services you provide, such as plumber or toilet repairs, okay? What these are called are service keywords, all right? So service keywords also have a high commercial intent. So service keywords equals commercial intent, okay? With that being said, you'll make a list of the actual services you provide, but it doesn't stop there. What about where you provide them? So let's use an example of Houston. Now, oftentimes when I speak to a business owner, I will request, hey, why don't you go out to Maps, Google Maps, and take a look at the actual areas inside of Houston, if that's where your business is located. See how Google outlines everything in red? What you want to look at is or do is zoom in, and I'm inside of Google Chrome, and look at all the areas. See these areas here? These are either going to be counties, neighborhoods, towns, or cities. All right. With that being said, once you identify each of the areas you want to target, you will make a list of your potential target markets. For instance, so we'll do Stafford and we'll do one more, Sugarland, just as an example. All right. Now, what these are called are obviously your locations. Okay. So you have your service keywords, you have location key terms, right? So far, making a ton of sense. But now let's talk about service-based location pages, right? Now, what this will do is this is when you are targeting a service plus a key term. And how you do this is you just put them together. Once you've identified exactly what you do and where you do it, you want to set up a page on your website to signify to Google and to your users what you do and where you do it. Of course. So here's what this looks like, and then I'll share with you the intent of these pages. So this would be plumber, Houston, all right? Or it could be toilet repair, Houston. Now, these are called service-based location pages, and these are high commercial intent. The intent of these pages is to convert. Now, you'll know that you have a location service page requirement when Google showcases a map pack. What is a map pack? Let me share that with you. So if you head out to Google and you type in Houston plumber, or any search, any service that you provide, and you go down the list, if you see this up here, this is what's called LSA or Google Guaranteed. That's usually a good signifier. But also if you see this right here, this is called the Google Map Pack. This is Google Maps listings. They can be a pro list. This could be your profile might even be in here. Now, it's not always at the top of the page, but if Google is showing a map, right, just like this, or showing these ads, you're an excellent candidate to have a service-based location page that's targeting a service in a location. And this key term here, such as plumber Houston, is high commercial intent. Now, with that being said, I want to go back to just say plumber. Now, like we said before, plumber is a service key term. This is going to signify exactly what you do. But when we're talking about Google Business and Google Maps, we really want to get finite. We want to get granular, right? We really want to identify, okay, here's what we do, here's where we do it. So what I want to point out here is depending upon where you're searching from, I'm in Tamaqua, Pennsylvania. See how Google says, hey, the results are for PA? This is a clear signifier that this is a location-based key term. For instance, when I search for truck accident lawyer, I had this discussion with a client in the past. They were going broad, right? Broad match. And what broad match means is, hey, it can show, a page can show up in any city. But when Google is showing me results that are specific to a location, it's clear and evident to me that, hey, this is a location-based service page. The intent is service and location, right? And this is a high commercial intent. I need a location service page. You with me? Great. So let's keep going here. So we've identified service key terms. We've identified locations. We've also identified service-based location pages. All right. Now, when we're talking about this, I also want to point out to you what's very, very important is what is called brand. So my name is Chris Palmer, SEO. This right here is a brand name, right? And this is a branded term. Now, your name could be high commercial intent or what is called navigational or a transactional term, but really brand is going to be your homepage in a lot of cases. For instance, HTTPS, Chris Palmer, SEO.com. So this homepage is branded. This is a branded key term. Now, let's just say, for instance, that I was a plumber. So what I would do is I would say, I am a plumber in Houston. All right. See how this is a page supporting the main idea? I am Chris Palmer, SEO. Yes, I'm an SEO, but for the example, I'm a plumber. So / I do what? I'm a plumber in Houston. You with me so far? Great. Let's move on to the next page, which is going to be called supporting articles or supporting content. And this is informational intent. So supporting. Now, at the end of the day, in my opinion, there's really only 6 to 8 different questions or supporting articles. And I'll share with you some examples. Now, when we're talking about supporting content, supporting pages, all right, this is to support the main idea. The main idea could be either my brand or the main idea could be a service or a service plus location keyword or a service location page, right? So not to confuse you, let's talk about the different types of supporting keywords. Now, generally supporting means or is equal to information. Okay. Now, when we're talking about information, AKA supporting content, what this means is you're probably going to be supporting things like plumber, like what, who, when, why, where, how, can. These are great terms. Who, what, when, why, where, how, can. And what I mean by this is what is a plumber? Who is the best plumber? When should I hire a plumber? Why should I hire a plumber? Where do I hire a plumber? How do I hire a plumber? Are you with me? These are supporting articles. Now, when we're talking about supporting, here is how the format or the hierarchy will be laid out. So we're going to take our branded page, which is also known as our homepage, and then we will have what is called a service-based page, right? And our service, remember, if we go up here to services, we are a plumber. Now, you and I both know that we're a plumber operating in Houston, so we still want to signify to Google that, hey, we're plumbers, but we still have our other pages that support the main idea, but we're talking about informational pages, AKA supporting content here. So let's put this here. What is, how about better yet? How about what does a plumber do? Right? And the reason why we're supporting this idea, because that's what this content is made for, to support the main topic. So we have our branded page here. We have our top level service page here. We have our supporting articles here. But what about our location-based service pages? Well, what I would highly recommend when we're talking about location service pages, and just as an example, so we're both on the same page, that would be up here. All right. Remember this page here? chrispalmer.com/plumber Houston. We do not want to put supporting content here. We want to make evergreen supporting content. But that's another topic for another day. What I wanted to go through today was the different types of key terms. We first and foremost have our service keywords. These are high commercial intent. Service key terms could be plumber, toilet repairs. What is it that you do? That's a service-based or high commercial intent term. Next are your locations. Locations are navigational terms, all right? Navigational. So this will help us find in our areas or wherever we are in a state, in a city, in a county, whatever you're targeting, where we operate and offer our services. The next element that we talk about is service-based location pages. These are high commercial intent, but getting very granular, such as a plumber in Houston. The next was our brand name, should have been first, but that would be our homepage. That's our brand. Our brand, what we hope to build over time, is to become synonymous with the services we provide and where we provide them. Next is our supporting key terms. These are informational terms, and that would be who, what, when, why, where, how, and can. And then lastly, I gave you an example of how to create supporting content. You create supporting content that is evergreen, and this equals informational, all right? It's evergreen, meaning we don't create geo-specific informational content. Why? Because we will end up cannibalizing ourselves. That's one reason. The second reason is that if you have 8 articles, who, what, when, why, where, how, articles supporting every location, your website will have an over-exceeding amount of blog articles to high commercial intent pages, such as Plumber Houston. If I answer every question there is about plumbers in Houston, like who's the best, when should I hire one, how much do they cost? If I answer all those questions and we answer every question about every service in every location, we'll end up having way more blogs or information pages than we do high commercial intent. And as you know, or maybe you don't, the traffic that Google sends to you, that's what your site is about. So we don't want an over-exceeding amount of informational traffic coming to the site. We're not a blog, we're a service business. But these are the different types of key terms. These are their intents. These are their pages. And my name is Chris Palmer with chrispalmer.org. And I hope this is helpful. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.